All right. Happy afternoon, everyone. Well, at least it's afternoon for me. Not quite sure about what it is for you, where you are. Let me know when you get here. Just hop on the chat and say hi. I figured today, since this is November and this is the month everybody seems to pay attention more than usual to gratitude, that's kind of what this week's tutorial was on. So I'm going to make another one of the gratitude jars because I enjoyed it so much. So I primed it already with the gesso just so that we wouldn't be sitting here literally watching paint dry. So let me know if all the sound is working. Hi, Kat. How are you doing? You're in my same time zone, at least. We're not too far off from each other. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to do the silver on the top of this jar because it is very thin. I had to do several coats of it before to get it to cooperate, let's say. Cord up here. There we go. All right. Hi, Angie from Massachusetts. Welcome. You're on the other side of the country. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I'm just going to add some of the paint from the... I'm going to start here with getting the top of our can filled in because it's going to need to dry because it might even need 3 coats to get the full effect. And I may go completely out of order from what I did in the video tutorial because I don't exactly remember how I did it necessarily, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, how funny. You love my giggle. I'm glad it makes you smile. Half the time I am laughing at myself. Let me take this guy out of there. Make sure I can see you guys. All right, I can see everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I decided that I was going to make the liquid in this one this antique copper color. I've had it for a while and I don't use it a whole lot because it's coppery, and I really liked the way that those metallic paints worked out on the Gratitude rocks. So this one is pretty dark, like literally like a penny. Copper is a good description of this color. But I thought that's another, oh goody, got it all over my finger already. That's another good kind of fallish color. I was going for the deep, rich colors like golds and browns, and copper is kind of a metallic brown. So I thought this would be pretty, and it is going to be pretty, I can already tell. So yay for that. I hope everybody's having a good week. I don't know where the year has gone. Halloween ended, and I feel like it's basically the holidays, basically New Year's. We should probably just start walking around saying Happy New Year because it's all just going to go really quickly now, which is just crazy. Time flies. Time flies. You never believe that when they tell you that when you're a kid. Like, enjoy it. And you're always just trying to get to the next recess or the next holiday or spring break or Christmas break or, summertime when you're a kid. And time gets faster the older you get. There is no joke there. As cliche as it is so true. So true. But I guess that's all the more reason that we have to slow down and enjoy it, which is hard. Sometimes that is hard when there's multiple kids and jobs and responsibilities, and sometimes we just have to slow down. Oh, good. You're working on Christmas decorations now. I do not feel guilty. I'm pretty sure last year we in Oregon stores are I was starting to see some of the Christmas stuff in the stores even before Halloween, which I don't feel is all that new as of the last few years. I think stuff goes out pretty early. They start pushing it. And like Halloween clearance, you can barely find anything. Like you literally have to go the day after if you like shopping clearance sales. I love doing that. And same with Christmas. I love doing Christmas clearance, getting more decorations for the next year. And same thing, you have to get there like the day after or the next day. If you wait all the way to New Year's, you aren't going to get anything. But yeah, I think last year we put our tree up about this time because 2020 was a tough year and 2021 hasn't been a cakewalk either. And our family just enjoys that time of year and enjoys the twinkly lights and everything. So we put it up early and we did not feel bad about it. And so maybe next weekend, or we might get a start on it. We have Thursday off for Veterans Day. And so the kids and I will be home. My husband has to work because the hospital never closes, but hi, Mary Jane. Yes, Michael's does have some Halloween clearance. I was actually in there the other night and I got a cute little headband hat thing that will come in very handy next year. So yeah, Michael's does. I think it was only 60% off though, which I felt like it should have been a higher percent off by November 5th, but who knows? I think everybody's hurting right now. The businesses are hurting with their shipping challenges and price hikes, and it's just tough. They might not be able to afford to give the rock bottom clearances that they did in years past. Not sure. But in any case, I do like this time of year. And they're saying we might have another storm headed our way this week, but I don't know if the snow is going to get down to our level. It would be nice, but it sounds like we might just get the crazy wind that brings it in to the area, which is always fun. But so yeah, this copper brown is going to be, I think, very pretty. Hopefully this is coming through clearer today. It looks like it on my end, that it's not all frozen and fuzzy like it was last week. That was a bummer. I kicked almost everybody off of the Wi-Fi today, so that might help us a little bit. Let's see, what do I want to do next? They're still a little wet, so I think I might outline it. So you'll have to forgive me if I go out of order from what you guys watched this week on the tutorial. Yeah, it is a pretty color. And I'm not a gold person in general. Like I don't wear gold jewelry, as I'm making a liar out of myself because the nails I picked this week have gold in them. But I don't wear gold jewelry. I don't tend to pick gold or goldy things or bronzy things like this is, but it's pretty. It's handy when you need it. So, and I think it's a good fall November-y color in my mind when I look at it. So this is the one metallic that kind of fit the color scheme that I didn't use. So I thought it would be good to use it today, and we'll make another one because I really like those jars. They came out really cute, and they're on the ones I did before. They're on pretty large rocks, so I'm looking forward to. I just stuck my finger in the copper paint. I'm looking forward to hiding them. I'm kind of enjoying hiding the big rocks now because people can't miss them when they're out there, which is pretty neat. Patch that a little bit. Patch it and keep my fingers out of it. Goodness. And I did get some of the, that black mark on the rock distraction in the jar. That's actually water, so it should dry up. It wasn't there before, but that if it doesn't disappear, we'll put our flowers on that side instead of the other side. But I'm pretty sure it's water because I had my finger was wet and I touched it. Goodness gracious, I'm getting paint all over my fingers worse than I normally do. Let's see here. flip this. I don't think we need any more silver either. So let's see. It's either water or it's grease. Maybe I'm greasy today. Maybe I didn't wash my fingers good enough or something. Let's go here. Make some lines in the jar, or the jar lid rather. Kind of that texture, that gridded texture that's there. And there's usually like a little loopy thing on the bottom and the top. Well, it's not disappearing, like I said. It's making a liar out of me. It must have been something on me. So maybe that will be the side that the flowers will be on. I think that's the easiest solve to that. We'll go on the fly here. So I'm going to make that extra line around that kind of helps give the illusion that it's glass because there is a certain thickness. If I trusted myself, I would make it thinner and closer, but I don't feel like I have steady enough of a hand. And I have some chalk marks on here that I'll go back and get rid of before I actually resin it and stuff. That way they're gone. But yeah, I don't know what I put on there with my finger, but that is going to be the site of our flowers. So let's grab the gesso and see if we can repair my greasy fingers. Oh, that's funny. So Kat has a random weird question. Am I the only one that holds my breath when I dot and when I paint? And I can tell you, no, you're not, because I didn't think that I did, but I have caught myself doing it here. I think maybe because I feel like I'm on display when I'm doing these lives, and I know that my mom does it too. So you're not the only one. My mom actually causes herself, I think, neck tension sometimes. Just she gets all caught up in the details and doesn't realize she's tensed up, which is probably not good either. This is supposed to be relaxing, so try and relax and try and breathe. Please keep breathing. Definitely keep breathing. That's so funny. I'm going to let these dry just a tad bit because this is really just a base coat for the colors. And then we'll finish covering up that dark spot with a leaf. There'll be a leaf needed for the flowers when they come. So it's pretty close to being covered up. There's just a tiny little bit more of it right there. So we'll spare it. We'll fix it. But I do like this color. Do very much like this color. Let's see. Maybe we need to do a video on rock painting breathing techniques. Not that I have anything to offer necessarily, but that's funny. I bet that it's probably more people that do it than don't, would be my guess, because people get concentrating so hard. So yeah, I would not think you're in the minority there by any means. Now I'm just gonna draw the shell for my label on here. I don't know what I'm gonna write on this one yet. I haven't decided. We'll see. And I'm just using a Posca, I think this is the one, PC1. PC1M is what this one is. So you can see it's got a little bit, let's see if the camera will focus on it. Come on, camera. Maybe. It's got, maybe if I put my hand behind it. Yeah, there. It's got a tip. It's not quite as thin as the PC1MRs. And you have to be careful because this rock, it looks really smooth, but even the smoothest rocks have kind of a rough surface, right? It's kind of divoty. And if you go over them too fast with these Posca pens, they'll splatter. and that's not fun. So I'm just doing these lines to help me create my little scallops again. Let's see here. Or maybe a ribbon. Oh, a ribbon, yeah. I just did kind of the lines like raffia. Okay, see, Angie's art does it too. I think I've caught myself the most on here when I do it is when I'm doing the writing. Like I can't talk. I have a hard time talking at the same time as doing any kind of writing. So the lining makes sense because it's like detailed work, right? Hi, Justine. Welcome. Excuse me, gotta clear my throat. Just gonna fill this guy in with the paint pen because I didn't bring black paint over here. Usually I will not do this just to save the pens, but this is what I brought over, so we'll use it. Fill these guys in. Yeah, the writing is definitely, we've noticed, I think, as a group on these, that when I'm writing on here, I tend to like start too far to the right and then I end up writing off the side of the rock. I'm crooked. I pull to the right. For sure. That's funny. My daughter was doing something and she's 14 and she was doing something the other day and she was concentrating and we had a moment of noticing the little tongue popped out like it used to when she was little. It was funny. Pretty cute. Okay, so that's got to dry a little bit. So we are going to bounce back and forth. Oh, I've practiced and my writing is not where I would love for it to be. So practice practice on paper. You can't necessarily always practice on a rock. Like if you can get better on a paper, then it's a lot easier to transfer that same skill to a rock, right? So I'm going to start doing some of the flowers now. So I'll get these out. But yes, definitely. Writing is one of those things. Funny, the copper reminds you of a sweet and sour sauce. I feel like all the sweet and sour sauce I've seen lately is like a bright red. It's like a color that feels like you shouldn't be ingesting it as food. This probably would be a more natural sweet and sour sauce if it was. I guess I'll do some orange too. Orange is always tricky. Some of these colors are just temperamental. Like orange needs extra coats, so we'll start with that because it's going to need a couple extra. What did I do with my brush? It's going to need a couple coats of itself just to be dark enough. I'll start there. Get some on there so we can fill it in. And then the trick with this is to get enough of the base color on, and then while it's still wet, you take the thinner brush and another color and swirl it in and kind of swirl them together, so to speak. And that helps. It's just kind of a cool look. I don't know how I stumbled upon creating this, but I like it because I can't draw a real flower to save my life. And I feel like people know what they are and they're cute, and that works. Oh yeah, molasses, that might work. That could work. Definitely is a good color. More to this orange. It's trying to dry. And let's see, purple we haven't done yet. I think we might end up with 2 orange flowers just because of what paints I brought over here. I think I forgot to bring the light, like the parchment colored one that I used in the video. So we'll need orange to balance things out over here on the side. Just totally okay. Covering up the grease spot. Magic. See, it's okay to make mistakes on rocks because you can always paint over them or sand it off. I have one rock that I need to sand the stuff off of because I don't like what I did on it. I want to start over. And then I'm going to use this tiny little eyeliner brush, as much as that will or will not focus, but you can see how thin it is. They're disposable eyeliner brushes, and I use them. I don't dispose of them quickly. I use them over and over until they die. And there's something about the shortness of them that also is really handy for grip, like you're close to it. That's kind of cool. So I'm just swirling. Let's see if I can hold this up where maybe it's a little easier to see. I'm just swirling circles in, and then you can always go back and dip into the orange if you wanted to go back and forth with those swirls, but and then we'll come back with the black pen and add another swirl to it. Wet these guys up a little bit because they dried. And this mustardy yellow also needs, like, I think some extra coating like the orange because it's kind of see-through. Let's put, now I can see how I'm all out of balance with my colors. But what goes in what, but that's okay. Because it's still mixing two different things, so. Wet that red and then put some, I think I'm going to do orange in there. Hi, Tabitha, you did make it. Yay. So glad you were able to stop in, even if it's a quickie. You know you're busy with your daughter. There goes my sniffly nose again because I'm looking down. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Okay, so to the purple flower. I think in this one I'm going to put the mustard color, that golden mustard. Strange name. What is this called? It is called King's Gold. Doesn't look like King's Gold to me. It looks like mustard, but it's probably somebody's job to sit and make cool names for these paints, right? Like nail polish colors always have cool names too. It's somebody's job. I want that job. I guess, well, at least the nail polish I used to mess with, that OPI nail polish, always had cool names. They might not all have that, but I think one of my favorite colors was called She's Not Really a Waitress. Somebody had to think of that. Fill in an extra spot. I see some spots where the black didn't quite fill all the way in on there. And let's do our leaves while we're waiting for the other stuff to dry. It's coming along quicker than I thought it would. Shaking at my green pen. That's funny. King's Gold always reminds you of a nasty diaper. I think I agree. That could be a rough day in Babyland if you have a diaper with that in there, because it's like the what's the game you always play at the baby showers where they put random things in diapers, or the baby food in the diapers, and you have to figure out what's what. Or the melted candy bars. That's funny. All right, you had pizza for lunch. Good deal. We had pizza for dinner a couple nights ago. Yes, you can. Sammy's here to say hi to you guys. say hi? Okay.
Hi, I like my mom's rock.
Silly. Thank you. We can paint after. I will get you set up. Just kidding. Oh, okay. The park. Paint or park? Paint or park? That's a tough choice for me.
Let's do park.
Let's do park.
Yeah, so I can bring my football.
Oh, okay.
Because I love kicking them.
Okay.
I'm gonna just see if I can kick it like 15 yards.
Okay.
Because that's a baseball field. They do like 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta fix.
So, 15 yards.
Okay, I'm covering up the last of that grease spot with this green. Yes, in a little bit.
Oh, Mama, I could have got that other zapper. It was another Ghostbuster zapper,
Oh,
and
cool.
guess what?
What?
It was an actual working one.
Oh my goodness. So funny. I think he forgot that there was other stuff going on here. But he wants to go to the park. So maybe I think I might indulge him just because our weather's about to get crummy again and it's pretty nice outside. So I think it might not be a bad idea to go to the park. You want to try baby food again, Justine? I only like the fruit ones. All right. Thanks, Mary Jane. Yeah, I think maybe we will go to the park. Oh, come on, pen. This is the same pen that I used in the video. It's oh, I froze up again. Who am I gonna have to kick off here? Let's see. So it is a turning the wrong way. Thule Art acrylic paint pen. I got a pack of, I want to say like 24 of these for around $20, maybe $25. I can't remember the price. But when I do use them, I link them in the description. And this is the same brand that does the neon pens that we've used in some of the live streams.
I'm trying to, I'm listening on here to Mark Grober.
Okay.
To see how good I can kick.
Sounds great. Good plan. And now I am going to use this Pigma. I use this all the time, and I'm starting to realize how much I use this because I'm always showing it to you guys in the videos, but really handy for the fine lines. That's what I use to outline everything. And I'm going to, flowers aren't completely dry yet, so maybe we're going to sit here and hang out for a second. I'm not sure how the leaves are. Let's do the leaves. We'll outline the leaves and just a simple outline and a line through it just to give it a little definition. And same thing here. And then we can add the kind of like stringy raffia stuff around. I guess I had those coming off the other side. This is just backwards because I was doing them coming off the right before. This totally works while things are drying. I just don't want to stick the pen in those flowers and have them have it like sink in if they're too wet still. So maybe we'll write on the label too. Let's see here. I'm going to use a white Posca. It's the PC1M again. Let's see if it'll focus. So just like the black one that I colored the label in with, it's about the same size. Oh, that's a good question. Let's answer this question while the paint is drying. So Angie is asking if I spray my rock before coating with resin. And so my answer is it depends. So I do spray it if I have used alcohol inks because I noticed that the resin will lift the alcohol ink off and start tinting the resin and spreading it all over the place. So I will do, and when I spray those, I spray them with a very like further back than I normally would if that's how I was sealing a rock, just spritzing it a few times lightly to kind of get a starter seal, I guess. And then I also do it if I use watercolor pencils. And I've not had watercolor pencils smear necessarily, but I've heard that they will. So I just don't take the chance, and I'll give them a light spritz and then put, and also like I like to use like the hologram glitter paint on watercolor over the watercolor pencils. And so I will spray seal before I put those, because the glitter itself, because it's like got texture, it almost scrapes the color off with it. It wets it and then it scrapes it off. So that's another case where I'll seal, do the glitter, and then do resin on top of that. So I don't use Sharpies as pens, but I've heard that they run even with a spray sealer. So I think the common solution to that is to put a coat of Mod Podge over it and then spray seal or resin, and that should save Sharpies if you use Sharpies. But yeah, so sometimes I spray before doing the resin, but not always. Just depends. That's a really good question, though. I think that's a common question that comes up for a lot of people. And also, if people have never used resin before, they get they can be scared of it. So that might be one of the things holding them back, because who would want to watch their work get smeared all over the place and not be savable once resin gets on it, right? Like that would be awful. So just going for simple writing today. I wrote love and did the little notches, just nice and simple. And then I think the last thing we have to do on this guy is these flowers. Just giving them a little extra swirly. So I'll start here and we'll see what happens. This reminds, I think I would call this a cinnamon roll swirl if I had to name it. Maybe I need to start having my own little catchphrases. Like a cinnamon roll swirl. Just go around in little swirlies until you get that appearance of petals. I don't know. I was going to say I could write on the back of this one too. It's pretty smooth. Sometimes I'll do Mod Podge just to kind of fill in the little divots. This one's only got this main one right here, but I can work around that. So I'll go ahead and sure these are dry, and I'll do the back. And since resin tends to make the rock darker, so that's another trick. If you wanted the rock to stay more this color and you're going to seal it with resin, what I've discovered works really good is putting Mod Podge on the rock, and it keeps the color more like what it is unsealed. Otherwise, usually what I do is I just put it on directly and then it darkens up the rock, which is for the most part okay. It makes these black lines a little harder to see, but I think that's also okay considering it's a jar, right? It doesn't have to be a stark line necessarily. So I do get asked a fair amount of the time too what I write on the back, and I know we did this a couple weeks ago, but I never know if we've got the same crew of people on or not. So we'll just do it. So since I have enough space on this one, I'm going to write "You found a kindness rock," because even though we're knee deep in this, there are still a lot of people that don't know what this is about, and they might find this pretty rock on the, I don't know, on the sidewalk or wherever they find it, and then think that they can't take it. So I like to write this on here just so it's almost like an instruction manual. Like, you found this, you can keep it, you can leave it, you can rehide it, or do what you want to do with it. And I think that helps, because then people don't get confused. And I'm going slow. I usually would write faster, but this rock is a little bumpy, and this pen will splatter if I don't go slow. So Then the next thing I'm writing is keep or rehide, you decide. So I figure it's implied if you want to leave it where you found it, you can also do that as well. Third option. And then I will post a picture. And we all know this doesn't happen as often as people would probably like, but that's okay with me. I put post a picture and join the fun so that people know that they too could do this if they want. I feel like that's a lot of the way people get involved with this is they find one and then think, oh, this sounds fun. I'm going to do this. And then I'll put our local groups info. And if I have enough room, I'll probably just put my initials down here. In case I ever forget I've done a rock, I'll know that I found it. But yeah, that's what I do. And then I think we're dry and I'm losing my nice clear picture again. I think it's because Sammy hopped on YouTube. But yeah, so we just made another gratitude jar, and I would love to see if you guys decide to do these, because this was a completely random idea that I had, and I like how they turned out. You might think they're silly, so maybe you won't want to make them, but if you do, definitely find the Facebook page or the Instagram page and share them and tag me, or share them on Instagram's not as convenient for sharing directly. I think you can DM it or put it on something and tag me, or on the page you could definitely share it on the Facebook page. But I would love to see. Tabitha made one and shared it on the page, and it was really, really, really cute because she had a pretty her liquid color was this really pretty dark metallic, like wine color almost. It was really pretty. So oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliments. I enjoy doing these. I think, and when I find a design that I like, I tend to make like a bazillion of them because I like it. And these, I think they might be kind of seasonless in some ways, because you can, once we get past the fall season, maybe they become, can't wait to see. But you could change the colors, like when it gets to be spring, and you could have lighter, like pastel and glittery colors in here, or you could change the colors. The flower colors would change, right? Like be brighter and more spring-like, and pinks and purples and yellows. Have a great day, Tabitha. I'm so glad you got to stop by. It was fun seeing you. I'll have to figure out a way. It'd be fun to figure out a way to utilize Zoom where like you guys could get on too, because it feels one-sided sometimes that I can't see you guys. But yeah, so this is our design from this past week, and this next week is going to be a paint pour, which I still don't feel like I have any business giving any instruction on how to do that, because I'm still very new to it. But I think that might be kind of the appeal to it, is that you're coming along the way with me on the journey, learning how to do it and the mistakes. And this one's definitely, I had some interesting things happen. I did it 3 different ways, and 3 different things happened. So that's interesting. So I think it'll be useful, especially if you're just starting out, just trial and erroring it with me. Oh, thank you, Kat. Yeah, that does help. I think it does help. If you like it, it helps send signals to YouTube that YouTube has a very fancy algorithm, I guess, that pushes videos out. And once it starts to identify that you guys are my target audience, I guess, that you're rock painters, it kind of finds the other crafty rock painting type people, and it will say, hey, you might want to watch this. So yeah, if you feel like you want to like it, like it. If it was terrible, you don't have to like it. Just have a great day. So I will let you guys get on with your Sunday. I have some chores, and I do believe we now have a park visit on our agenda this afternoon. So I hope you have a great week. The new tutorial will be out on Tuesday. I think we have one more Tuesday before the Thanksgiving week. So we'll see. I might put a poll out and see how many of you are painting Thanksgiving type themed or fall rocks right now versus Christmas, because I know a lot of people jump right into the holiday rocks. So, but we do have the 12 Days of Rocksmith. I am working on that, and it is probably going to make me lose my mind, but I am going to finish it. I am committed to it. So starting the day after Thanksgiving, there will be 12 straight days. So a video every day for 12 days. We're going to do the 12 Days of Rocksmith. And those will all be holiday or winter type designs. So I hope that it'll be fun. I may not be able to give like narration instructions on all of them if I get down in a time crunch, but and they may be shorter. They might be in the 3 to 4 minute range as opposed to the 4 to 6 minute range, but you'll have 12 of them in a row, which is more than I normally put out in a month. So, and we'll still do the lives in December also. So keep that in the back of your mind that there's going to be 12 holiday / winter themed rocks coming your way very soon. But anyways, have a great week. I will see you on Tuesday with the, yes, I am going full cliche, Kat, 12 Days of Rocksmiths. There's another thing people do, I guess, on YouTube that's called Vlogsmiths, where they vlog every day in December, and I don't do vloggy stuff anyway. And to put a video up every day just makes me tired even thinking about it. So 12 Days of Rocksmiths was what I could commit to, and that may end up landing me horizontal for the rest of the month as it is. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun, and we can kind of look forward to the next one, what's coming every day. And I can post some of them as premieres or all of them as premieres, and the premiere function allows us to have a live chat kind of like we do in here. So, which is kind of weird when they're short videos though, because by the time you get notified and get on there, it might be almost over. But it is fun to be on there and interact just like we do here. So maybe if this core group knows about it and the timing works, maybe that will work. But anyway, as my mom would say, this is an Italian goodbye. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your weekend. Have a great one. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay kind, and keep painting those rocks. Take care, everybody. Bye.